economic problem and has already proposed a payroll tax cut. In a tweet yesterday, the president blamed a dispute over oil prices and fake news for the market drop. Harrison Johnson, certified financial planner from Wilsey Asset Management, is here to share his insight. Thanks so much for coming in. We really appreciate your time here, Harrison.
Thanks for having me.
Let's talk a little bit about what's been happening here. We just checked the Dow is up 800 points here. So a little bit of correction here this morning, which is much needed after the huge drop yesterday.
And that happens a lot, actually. And, you know, times like this, people get scared because yesterday was one of the largest or the largest drops since 2008 timeframe. And then people get scared. That causes more selling, more drops, and then they miss the correction on the following day. And so, unfortunately, that does happen quite often.
Let's talk about the oil. What is the impact on investors? What should people be doing when we're looking at the oil tensions that are happening in the East?
So this is something that's come up again because of the coronavirus indirectly. So a couple weeks ago, the stock market really started to see the impact from the coronavirus, and that caused a demand problem for oil because people aren't traveling as much or not driving as much or staying home, and so that's what's kind of happening. And so when we look at OPEC countries who supply oil to the global markets, they decided that they're going to offset that demand with a decrease in supply. And so then what happened was Saudi Arabia and Russia aren't really playing nice together right now. And so Russia's saying, well, we don't want to comply with those supply constraints. So Saudi Arabia says, well, we're not going to do it either then. And so now they're flooding the market with an increased supply of oil. So now we have more oil, smaller demand, and so that's going to lead to less prices for oil.
I want to read what the president tweeted out. Quote, Saudi Arabia and Russia are arguing over the price and flow of oil. That and the fake news is the reason for the market drop. Your thoughts on that tweet? And are those the two factors directly behind this?
Well, I think there is some truth to that, at least, because right now there's a lot of fear out there, and that's what's really giving us problems right now. Like I said, 2 weeks ago was when we really saw a lot of the problems in the stock market. We had the worst week that we've had potentially ever. And so there's definitely a lot of fear out there, and when investors get scared, they sell. They don't
so the cable companies that are nonstop 24 hours, the news cycle,
those ones are great.
The ones that are yeah, those are, yeah, your thoughts on that?
I mean, really, there's everywhere that we can look and see news. We can look on the internet. We're seeing all kinds of information there. We're looking at news like you guys, the sources that are. I think you guys are doing a good job here in providing the information that people actually need. But anytime there's any type of uncertainty, that's when investors have a hard time with it.
So people that are looking at their 401ks going, ooh, this is not good.
Don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. What is the advice? What are the tips?
Don't panic. Understand the companies that you own. If you have good, strong investments in that 401k and you've done your research ahead of time, now is not the time to panic. If you can, potentially increase your contributions for the next couple months and take advantage of this.
So companies like Purell, toilet paper companies, basically the products that are flying off the shelves right now, there's been some chatter online about, hey, these are great opportunities to buy because the stock's going up for these. Is that necessarily true? Is that good advice?
In the short term, I would say yes, because I mean the same thing we kind of saw with Costco a few days ago is, I mean, that stock has been doing really well because people are flooding in there and buying everything on the shelves. I mean, people are stripping out all the toilet paper. There's people getting in actual physical fights over trying to buy things. And so, unfortunately, in the short term, potentially yes. You know, you never know what the type of volatility we're going to see, but over the long term, we kind of have the perspective that this is only a short-term time horizon, and over the next couple of months, I think we're going to get out of it.
Also, there are companies working on a coronavirus vaccine that's catching the eye of a lot of investors. Wise or not?
That is something that I think has a lot of opportunity there. You never know which company is going to come up and actually do it first, and that's kind of what the play is. If you can come up with a company that comes out with it first, you're going to make a good amount of profit there. But you want to make sure, again, that company has good cash flow. It's got a good balance sheet. It's working out other drugs and so forth.
All right, Harrison, thanks so much for coming in. As always, take that deep breath, right, investors? Just now, it's going to be a little bit of a ride here.
Exactly. I mean, now is the time when your financial plan really proves its worth, because people make mistakes during times like this, and so you have to make sure you're making the right decisions.
That's why it's always a good idea to have a financial advisor.
That's right. Give us a call.
All right. Thanks a lot, Harrison.